Apparently I'm live. Apparently. Might take a little minute. There we go. Apparently I'm live. So we'll see who turns up and we'll go from there. I hope the scheduling works and I hope that you can hear me. Really hope that you can hear me. Oh. So let's just turn. Yeah. I've got it on my phone so that I can hear just in case. So yeah, we'll just wait a few moments and see who turns up because I got screens to share and sorry about the morning. My goodness, what time is it there? About 10:30 in the morning. Oh, hi Daniel, how are you? Oh my goodness me. Oh, what's the weather like in England, dear? 9:30. I was only off by a bit. Oh, goodness me. So, yes. I'm putting off having my dinner until after the stream. I am ravenous. So, I guess we'll start talking about the big damage I did in the last few weeks, going off plan. And, yeah, I'm suffering for it. But I did actually manage to get out to go and have a hey Anna, how you doing? Nice to see you. So what time is it there in Perth? A few hours behind, I believe. Is it 2 or 3? 2 hours behind. But yeah, so I did go to have a massage and it was a Thai massage, and by all accounts it has helped with the dizziness. This lady who massaged, she did everything from just above my lower back upwards, up the back of the arms, the neck, up to the skull. And I'm not stiff like doing that or anything, but if you touch my shoulders, because she like was pressing down on my shoulders at one point, like my poor husband came to give me a hug today and it was like, oh, ow. But I don't know whether I'm not feeling that pain because of the pain that I've got in my legs. Oh my gosh, the fluid in my legs and the pain. It's a nice stark reminder of just how far, carnivore did serve me and it did heal me and it did help considerably. But, I did actually reach a ceiling with that in terms of food and for me, it was a case of a narrow field. And I just want to say right now, Daniel, thank you so much for all that extra information you've given me about keto. But keto is where we're going. And I want to see what that is going to do. Because I have done a ketogenic diet before. I have managed to keep it under 30 grams of carbs. I've never gone above 35, never. And that really did work. And I found that with carnivore, however great it is, don't get me wrong, I'm not going poo-poo. Not at all. Not at all. The fat that you have to have is narrowed by the avenue of it being mostly meat related. Like, there's only I just cannot eat a stick of butter every day. I tried that for about 6 weeks. And by the end of it, I was like, nope. And, like those little bits of, crispy fat, say, get the fat off it and put it in the air fryer. Couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. But with keto, the avenue is wider in terms of getting the fat into you. for example, this morning I had a bulletproof. I've had one coffee today, which is a blessing, not going to lie. Josephine, darling, hello. Anna, what did you say? I wish you all the best always, but not sure what makes you think that adding carbs back in will aid your health. It's not. The thing is, for me, I was probably hitting around about the 30 grams of carbs anyway. And Daniel could probably explain it a little bit better in terms of I've been craving vegetables big time, like can't get enough. Like dinner tonight is a chicken Caesar salad, and I'm going to add an avocado to it for the fat. I do have to be careful with avocado because I could eat one every day, but that just won't land. That'll land on my hips. It just won't end well. So I have to be very careful. I know that people are not going to fully understand what that means, but, I'm still learning about things like, there was only so much meat I could actually fit in my pie hole every day. And I was OMAD for such a long time. And it basically had an adverse effect whereby, as you know, if you go back through my videos, I had a really nasty meat aversion. And it was something I did try to push through, but I just could not do it. I tried everything. I even tried bridges, like having, beef mince with taco in it, beef mince with a little bit of like sour cream in it or something to bridge that gap, to get me over that hump, so to speak. But nothing was doing it until one day when I was off plan, my son made chicken Caesar salad, and I'm not joking, I inhaled it. And this last week or so, I've had like cauliflower and broccoli, which are all, technically keto approved, if you like. And honestly, I ate that first before I ate anything else. My body is craving it, whether that be the, Sue, what did you say? I went back to a video you just did last June. Do you ever think about his formula for the body healing also in Brizzy? Hi, a fellow Briz Vegasite. Yes, I do. I'm mindful of that, but I'm also mindful of what my body is trying to tell me. And I was actually, very much aware that I wasn't eating enough, basically because I could not eat as much as a lot of carnivores do. There are some that eat so much, so much. And, back in the old days, when I was younger, one would look at somebody eating the amount of meat and fat that they were eating. Sure enough, not putting on a pound, but you'd think, my God, they've got worms. Tell me I'm wrong. Sure, I get cravings, believe me, but why give in to them? OMAD is too restrictive, in my opinion. Hopefully more keto serves you. I have a feeling it might. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if you know me well enough by now, you'll know that I'll be okay, I was wrong. I screwed that up. Daniel, what have you said? Let's have a look. Let's see if I noticed with my mother, who is type 2 diabetic, overeating on meat and protein would keep her blood sugar levels above normal, but we reduced the meat and increased the veggies, and her blood sugars, and I think from memory from the conversation I had, the sugars normalized. Yeah, exactly what you said. They're normalized. And something about is it glucogenesis or something about that? The fiber, because of the starvation, I've got to try and heal my body in a different way. I'm not saying I will never do carnivore again. I'm not saying that, folks. Not saying that, because carnivore lion diet, it's a game changer. Who thought in this day and age we would have a way of eating that heals us? Who knew? Okay. But at the same time, you got to remember, that the preface is that, we're eating how our ancestors ate. All right. We know this. But when the stores were low on meat, what did they eat? Berries, leafy things. I'm just saying. But like I said, if I'm wrong, gluconeogenesis. I'm still getting my head around that term. I'm still getting my head around that. If you want to share what that was about the gluconeogenesis, Daniel, go for it. I would love you to put that in the chat. That would be fantastic. So at the moment, I've got to sort of approach this in a different way because I felt like I'd reached my ceiling. And you've also got to bear in mind, too, that is carnivore sustainable? Yeah, sure. Of course it is. Duh. Is it sustainable for me? Not long term. No disrespect. I'm not somebody that's only got 30 pounds to lose. I've got a lot more to lose. So I have to find something that's going to help me get a little closer within the realms of what I've already learnt. And I mean, it's not that I'm going to throw carnivore out the window. I've learned so much about that way of eating. You can't not take that information with you. You just can't. You just can't. So, like I said in my last life, I was in a very, very dark place. Very, very dark place. And I felt like when I went back on carnivore, I felt like I was white knuckling. And that's not what that's about. I couldn't bring myself, based on the white knuckling and the fact that I was devouring vegetables. I can't. We're going to have to reassess what we're doing here. So we are, like I said, we are doing a reset, a realign, and a restart. It's going to be carnivore. And I'm going to try and share my screen because I'm starting a new spreadsheet because my starting weight will always be at the top from when I first started carnivore. That's always going to be where I came from. You just got to have that there. I get it. Yeah, it's horrible. I was in a really bad place. You go and see my other live, but essentially I was in identity crisis mode because of Mum. Who am I without her lovely, warm, glowing light to make me feel seen? And it's, I know this is ridiculous now because here I am on a live being seen. It was how I was perceived, or how I am perceived in the opera community. I don't know what to tell you. And there is going to be a singing lesson because I want to help out somebody who actually asked me an opera-related question. So there's going to be a bit of a singing lesson later on so that I can help her. So you'll get to come along for the ride. You're welcome. So I'm going to show you and try and share my screen so I can show you my the damage I did was significant. There we go. Let's have a look now. We will go to this. We'll go to that and share. Here we go. All right. So as you can see, I'm even going to do a legend. Here we go. For if I'm the same weight, it's going to be in black. If I've lost, it'll be red. If it's a gain, it'll be blue. I'm also going to be diligent with the measurements that I do every week so that, you won't have to second guess it. I usually just do it on that week that I've weighed in, but I'm going to put in weight or, measurement gains or weights will all be there as well for every week. I've basically done the spreadsheet, which takes me up until the end of January. And I've also made a note of, I've got my birthday coming up. We've got Christmas coming up. We've got New Year coming up. But always with that very, very first starting weight. But as you can see, I put on a considerable amount. But I can't think of that. I have to think of where I go from here. Okay, that's the important thing, and that's what I've been getting my head around today, and I'm good with it. I'm good with it because it's not it's yes, sometimes it's a part of where you've been, but the journey is the destination. It's that journey that's more important. How you get there, that's more important, and everybody has to do what they feel is right for them. You know, will I ever go vegan? Not happening. No way. Do I need some vegetables? Yeah, my body's screaming for it. And I have noticed also the few times that I have had vegetables in the last few weeks, even before I had the massage, it altered the dizziness and made it just slightly better. I noticed today when I take the photographs, I'll share my other screen now. And let me see. Okay. Present image file. Give me a second. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Stop that. So now we will do this. Hopefully. Application window. Nope, we're not doing that. Where is it? Oh, that's annoying. Okay, hang on. Bear with me. Your browser has blocked your screen. No, it hasn't. Still trying to work this out. Okay, image file. Let's see if we can't upload some stuff. Just give me a second here. Because I want to show you. I did take photographs today. Let me see. We did the face. I don't know if I can do multiple. No, one. So here's the face, the starting face. I don't know if this is going to work. Here we go. Well, that worked. Here's the face. This is our week 0 because I weighed in today. All right, so here we go. Week 0. And I will do this. Let's have a look. Sorry, bear with me. This doing the live thing is, I wonder if it'll bring it all up all at once. Oh, no, it won't, but there you go. There's the front. And image file. We'll do the side. Come on now. There's the side. But it's the photograph that I take, I'll show you, when I'm doing a picture of my caboose. There we go. There it is. Okay, so as you can see, I'm facing the wall, okay? For the entire duration that I've had this dizziness, I've had to close my eyes as I face that blank wall because it's made me go, it's really very disorientating. But I was able to actually stand there today with my eyes open and I didn't feel that dizzy feeling. So I'm very inclined to think that it's because of that, the neck is all, I mean, the whole back area, she said, oh, so tense. And yeah, so that's basically that. So I'm going to put this up. So veggies supposedly help protect the body from carbs by making it more difficult for the body to absorb them. The same way muscle uses blood sugar for fuel. That's why people with muscle can bring, and the next one is this one, can bring sugars down quicker. So yes, I mean, I have to be mindful of that. I have to listen to my body. If I've learnt nothing else on carnivore, I have learnt this, that I have to listen to my body. And at the end of the day, who isn't interested in seeing this grand experiment of me switching from carnivore to keto to see the differences? I've got all the data, all the photographs from carnivore, And how is that going to, I mean, you just don't know. I mean, I love a good experiment and I love a good spreadsheet, but who isn't interested in seeing, okay, let's see how this goes. Yeah, even I'm interested. But you got to also bear in mind that everybody's different, you know? Could be why my knees are so bad this week. I am not going to sit here and go, just because I'm on keto, everybody needs to try keto. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that game with anybody. Everybody has to listen to their own bodies and everybody has to do what is right for them. And us as human beings have to be kind enough to go, okay, because I'll say it, only one person can judge me, and not even a person, but a being. There is only one being that can judge me, and that's the man upstairs. I said it. I said it. So we are all our own worst critics, our own worst enemies. And it's enough that we have to live with those inner demons. But to take on the judgments of other people is just not something I'm willing to put up with. I can barely tolerate it here at home. Not that my family judge me, but they do help me second guess myself, and that's valuable. But you have to listen to your body, and if your body's saying something's not right, I've had this feeling for a long while now that where carnivore was concerned, something wasn't right. I guess my first clue in was the fact that I was getting a meat aversion. Why do people get a meat aversion? It's because they're eating the same thing over and over and over. Some people can push through that, and I'm like, I wish I could. I wish I could. I really do, but I can't. I tried. Can't do it. So I just hope it doesn't derail all your hard work up to this point. It's a valid point, and it is a valid fear, but I guess we're going to soon find out. I'm interested to do the experiment, if nothing else, to see how it plays out, and I'm more than happy to share that journey with all of you so you can see, because whether it works or not, I'll tell you. I'll be the first one to say, well, that ended badly. Okay, let's just go back to carnivore. So what have I had today to eat? Right, so this morning I had a bulletproof coffee, which consisted of a tablespoon of MCT oil, a tablespoon of unsalted butter, and a tablespoon of cream, and 2 shots of coffee, and I whizzed that up with my stick blender and went down the hatch. It was as smooth as anything. It was delicious. It was fantastic. And I also had like a keto bar. Not ideal, but I've got to make a cheesecake. I know, right? Cheesecake. Who wouldn't want cheesecake for breakfast? I mean, come on. I mean, that's a major selling point. I know that there's carnivore. I mean, there's recipes for carnivore cheesecake. However, it should be noted that for the most part, the ingredients on those recipes for carnivore cheesecake are all keto. Just saying. And again, you got to do what your body can tolerate. You have to. You have to. Oh, yeah, the whole journey, Anna. All of it. Warts and all. Oh, warts and all. Because, this term, keeping it real. One thing I will never do. And they say never to say never, but I never have surgery. I will never have weight loss surgery. I am a total coward. A complete coward where surgery is concerned. But I Yeah, I couldn't do it. Will I be incorporating a feeding window fasting? Well, the aim is to, with the exception of tonight, I eventually want to finish eating at 6 p.m. I'd like it to be sooner. And then basically from there, right through to the next morning, I'll be fasting, pretty much. That's, yeah, I've got no problem with that. But yeah, I will probably do that inadvertently, because technically you're fasting when you go to sleep. Technically. I mean, it's a fine line, but technically you're fasting when you're asleep. So I'm good with that. That's a nice chunk of time you're fasting. So yes. Let's have a look here. Polly recently tried keto as I was bouncing on and off carnivore, as I was also struggling with meat aversion. I have lipolymphedema and am becoming familiar with my inflammatory foods. Yes, and that's what it's about. Even within the realms of keto, because you've done carnivore, you're going to know. You are going to know what is triggering the inflammation. That's the great thing about the education you get, and you take it with you going forward. You go, oh, I'm not having that again. My legs are on fire today. No, I'm not doing that. I've got lymphedema and lipedema as well, both legs. Oh my God. And the swelling is just absolutely hateful. It's hateful. Let me see. I've never been into sweets. I was bread, pasta, rice, and lots of, yeah, I know. Bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, the not so fabulous four. They're so easy, aren't they, dear? They're so easy. So easy. But yeah, could be why I was never sick other than head stuff. I had 40 years, all gone now. You know, I know that on keto, there are a few vegetables that are no, like sweet corn. I love sweet corn. Peas, because they're high in sugar. I love them, but I always stay clear of them. When I was on keto, I stayed clear of them. The objective is to drop enough weight so that I can do things for myself in terms of physiotherapy, because that is in the realms, folks. It's going to start, oh yeah, peas, Josephine, they're high in sugar. The first thing they say to get rid of vegetable wise is peas and sweet corn. Yeah, but don't quote me. I will share a website actually, in case none of you have heard of it. So give me a second and I will find it. Let me see. Give me a moment, ladies and gents. Oh, the alerts on the phone. Oh my gosh. So I will share a little linkette with you here. Okay. Paste. There's a little website there called ruled.me. They are keto orientated. The recipes on there are just, there's so many, but that is my go-to. That's where I go whenever I want to make something that's keto, and it helps me rein it in. Like they've even got recipes to make your own condiments, like barbecue sauce and tomato sauce. But I mean, if you can't tolerate tomatoes, because apparently Daniel has said tomatoes are a bit of a bugger for arthritis. So, if you get inflamed by tomatoes, stay clear of them. But, they've got all the condiments and everything that you could possibly make. And if you can make as much of it yourself, then you're going to be better off as opposed to store-bought stuff. Like, I mean, my husband on the weekend saw cauliflower pizza bases. And he said, next time I go, I'll take a picture and we'll look at the macros on the back and the ingredients. I saw a few on the Woolies websites made with cauliflower powder. Cauliflower powder. Folks, why bother? I just sat here and laughed. I'm like, Really? Cauliflower pound? Just make it from fresh cauliflower. I just wanted to smack them. But anyway, it might end up that I'm making it myself. At least you know what's gone in it. You know what's in it. So what else did I want to talk to you about? Yeah, Polly, it is a lot less restrictive. If I'm low on my fats, that website that I've just linked, there's fat bombs. And, if you've got a sweet tooth, you can actually satiate the sweet tooth a little bit with some ketogenic fat bombs. There's savory as well. If you're not so much the sweet person, you're a savory person. Honestly, go to that website and have a look what they've got. They've got so much, so much. And I'm actually looking forward to Sunday because I've got to actually go through that website because my husband cooks every Sunday, restaurant quality food. And I'm going to be picking something from that website. So look, when all is said and done, I'd love to know what you think in terms of, like, when I make the cheesecake, the keto cheesecake. Do you want me to video that and show you the video? Do you want me to do that? Because I can do that. That's interesting. Cooking a steak, not so interesting. And honestly, in the last almost 2 years, I had people saying, what do you eat? Oh, meat. I'd love to see a recipe video of the meat that you cook. I'm like, I'm cooking a damn steak. What the heck? What? I never really understood it. But, to make a keto cheesecake, who likes baked cheesecake? I mean, come on, folks. Yum. Love it. I love the other as well. So I would love to do that. Show you, like, later on, I'll probably make some ketogenic muffins, and I'll probably make fat bombs as well. I mean, would that be something you'd like to say? I'd take it from the Ruled Me site, and I'll show you how I make them. Is that something you'd like to see me do in the future? So, yeah, comment away, folks. Comment away. So now I'm going to, you guys may want to tune out for a bit because I am going to do a little bit of a singing lesson for somebody who has asked me for some help. There is an aria that they asked, whether it was Mozart, I believe. There was an aria that they asked if my mother ever sang. No, she didn't, to the best of my knowledge. Although God knows what I'm going to find amongst all the other cassettes that I've been transferring. But there are some basic fundamentals where singing a song, an aria, an opera, there are some basic fundamentals that you should do before you even contemplate learning the aria itself. You get a feel for it. But the first thing that you do is you work out the phrasing and you put ticks where you're going to breathe. So that when you're learning the aria, you're learning where you breathe as well. So that not only what you sing becomes muscle memory, where you breathe also becomes memory. So the first thing that you do when you learn a song, you put the breaths in, okay? There is always a trap with some of these beautiful pieces by Mozart, especially when they're sort of like oratorio or when they're like church pieces. There is a trap whereby a lot of singers will tend to hoot. There's no need of it. If you are placing your sound properly, you're supporting that sound, and you're using your diaphragm, there is literally no reason for you to go, woo. It's always about making that beautiful, beautiful sound, hence bel canto. It's bel canto, not can belto, okay? H is your friend. Ah, place it. Ha! Keep it high. Use the support of your diaphragm to keep it high. Don't hoot. Don't scoop. Oh, that's scooping. Oh, always in from the top. In from the top. My mother used to say, imagine you've got the most perfect crystal glass and you've got the most beautiful pearls. If you throw those pearls up underneath it, it's just going to go twang. But if you actually place those pearls in from the top, ping, they will make the most beautiful sound. And a lot of singing sometimes can be visualizing it. My father used to get me, I'll have to demonstrate, with this. Like he got me to put a piece of cardboard under my nose. And he used to say to me, imagine you're singing over the cardboard, placing it, third eye, place it right there. You could watch a lot of singers. If you want to learn more about diaphragm support and control, look up videos from Montserrat Caballé. She puts dumbbell weights on somebody's diaphragm to see if they've got decent support. And she's hands-on. She did some wonderful videos. So that's where I suggest you go. Look up Montserrat Caballé. Her masterclasses on breathing are fundamental. Fundamental. I cannot stress that enough because it's not spoken about enough. Okay. What else is there? I'm sure there was more. If there is anything else about singing that you would like to know, please feel free to shoot me a message. But H is your friend. Support from the diaphragm. Otherwise, you'll be singing from the neck up. Know where the break in your voice is, because if your break in your voice is a few notes, then you're going to have to work harder on those few notes to make sure they don't become more than that. And that's where the support from the diaphragm, placing it properly and working just that little bit harder is going to come into play. Make sure the breaths are a part of the song, the aria that you are learning, so that you know when to breathe. That's important, but you've got to make sure you do the phrasing correctly, where the commas are, where they are musically legal to breathe. So that's my 10 cents worth. So singing lessons over. I'll stop the preaching now. So, okay, I'm going to have a swig. Okay. So the other thing I really wanted to talk to you guys about is that, I've always said you can support me with buy me a coffee or buy me a coffee. I have basically moved. It's still there. I'll preface this next bit by saying there is no obligation to support me financially whatsoever. Okay? If you guys don't know that by now, then I smack you. Not really, but you get my gist. I have set up a GoFundMe page, and I'm hoping to, I'll put the link here in chat. There we go. I'm hoping to get a little bit of help. I do want to think about getting a wheelchair. It will make the going to places like the Sydney Opera House, there's a lot of walking involved. They do have wheelchairs, of course, but I'd like to be able to have my own. There are a few other things. There's a description, there's a story, and everything is in that GoFundMe. Like I said, go have a read. No obligation at all, but any help you give me would be greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Also, more than happy for any of you to share the links to my videos. If you think it's going to help somebody, by all means, because this journey is not just about the food that you put in your mouth. It's the emotional and mental journey as well. And that's what I'm about, because, there's a lot of pain that you have to face. And it as you lose the kilos, as you lose the pounds, everything, all that trauma that it's buried in that fat. And when you lose those pounds, it comes to the surface. And like the other day, for instance, I just plain outright missed my mum and I was miserable, but now I'm fine. But it's momentary, you have to learn how to lean into that pain. It's hard. I'm not going to tell you it's easy, because it ain't. It really ain't. So what are you lot talking about? I'm going to be a nosy Parker now. I use dairy to keep my weight up. Yeah, dairy's good for that. Dairy's good for that. Let me see. But yeah, it works both ways. Let me see. You mean you give up on the dairy? Yes, sometimes I miss words. My sleeping has been all over the place for quite some time, I might add. Although I will say that the nights I had chicken Caesar salad, slept like a log. Oh my gosh, slept like a log. Just the addition of flipping vegetables. You know, a lot of people, they do the carnivore to heal themselves. It's the ultimate, lion diet is the boss mode. I always call the lion diet boss mode because that's literally water, meat, and salt. That's it. Oh, I don't know if I could do that. Oh boy, that's hardcore. Oh, but carnivore lion is the best way to eliminate those things that are causing inflammation and causing problems in your body. It is unsurpassed in that respect, and I'm very grateful that, I'm very grateful. I hope you all can still hear me and see me. Can you give us a hello if you can still hear me and see me? Hello? Am I still visible? Oh, cool. Awesome. So, yeah. Carnivore was a great way of figuring out what inflames you. But, I just reached my ceiling. I reached my ceiling. I wasn't eating enough. And I was basically doing what you shouldn't do, starve yourself. And that's not how I want to play this game, so to speak. But I quite literally could not get any more meat into my body. It was like, it was just too much, too much. So we're going to see what keto's going to do. I'm really quite fascinated by the experiment. Who's fascinated by the experiment? I don't mind putting my head on the chopping block to see how the experiment goes. Like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't know. I have a funny feeling I won't be. Just based on what's happened in the last few weeks, But the thing was that the mental anguish I had about identity. Oh, what's this that Daniel has said? Carnivore is great for some people, but might not be right for people with metabolic dysfunction, as too much protein in one meal can spike your insulin. And I think because I was OMAD for such a long time, I have a feeling that metabolism of mine just went, say what now? Oh, well, I'm just not going to work at all now. I think my metabolism got honorary on me. And, I feel like I need that extra. Plus, with keto, there are more avenues for putting fat into your system, more palatable. I'm not big on beef fat cooked up in the crisper in the air fryer. I can't do it. About the only fat that I can tolerate like that is actually pork fat, but it has to be cooked within an inch of its life. Let's see, there's another little thingy here. Hang on. Wait a minute. This one. What's everyone's thoughts on protein intake? I keep hearing, regardless of the way you're of eating, you're supposed to consume 1 gram per ideal pound of body weight. I lean too much on cottage cheese. That's where I was going too. that's where I was going to. Exactly that 1 gram per ideal pound of body weight. But the rest of it had to be fat, 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 fat. All the fat forever. And I just couldn't get that fat into me. I really tried. I even tried with the nose blocky thing on me, but it was not happening. It was just not happening. So I've heard that too. Yeah, see, I tried the beef fat trimmings air fried. I just couldn't do it. I did try. Oh boy, did I try. Oh boy, when I first started on carnivore, I was having pork belly bits in the air fryer, and they literally had to be almost at a crisp for me to actually eat it, and that got old real quick for me. It really did. I need variety. Like I said, I'm not saying that I'll never do carnivore again. I might, after a couple of weeks, go, oh, I just can't be bothered with vegetables tonight. I'm just going to have the meat. And I know I can do that. And I'll be fine, But for now, I just have to have those additions. Okay, so I had the coffee and that thing for breakfast. This afternoon, all I really wanted was some salmon. I just wanted some salmon. And tonight, like I said, I'm having a chicken Caesar salad. And I listened to you, Daniel. I'm adding an avocado to it. I honestly cannot wait to get my chops around that. One of the things that I really do want to get, and this is where the GoFundMe comes in as well, for so many, what became a game changer was a meat smoker. I would love to have a meat smoker. I think all of us would love to have a meat smoker. I mean, come on now. Just to add that variety to the meat, the taste. It's the taste. I need more taste. My taste buds are going, and yeah, it's too much of not enough. And that it was doing my head in, the whole lifestyle itself was dragging me down because I felt like I was white knuckling. Put that together with how I felt about my identity in the opera community, and it was exacerbated by the fact that I felt in a very narrow lane, and I'm like, oh, I can't cope with this. So, okay, well, I'm going to think about wrapping this up because I don't want to take up too much of your lovely time, and I'm so hungry. So hungry. This is why I want to start eating earlier, then I won't have to worry. So, do you enjoy these lives? Is this something you'd like to see me do more often? Not everybody's down with lives, and I get that, but is doing a live something that you'd like to see me do, once a week or something like that? Maybe on the weekend or Friday night lives or Saturday night lives. I could do some comedy. I'll never be good as Melissa McCarthy. It's all right, darling. Come on out. My husband wants to come out for a second. Just go for it. It's okay. He's gaming, so he's got his headphones on. So, yeah, I have to admit that I'm afraid, and I was very much in the camp of, oh God, why would you make carnivore ice cream? That's just asking for trouble because, when you've got a sweet tooth, you associate it with the liter tub of ice cream that you sit here going, nom, 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 nom. It's like, but not going to know how I'm going to fare with that until I try. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be another learning curve again, but I'm looking forward to the change, and I've already started. So next week, Monday will be the normal video where you'll get the starting photograph that I've shown you today, and you'll get the spreadsheet, and I can't wait to see how much I lose. Can't wait to see the measurements. and you'll get the same thing, before and after shots. I've got those starting points, and I took the measurements today, and onwards and upwards. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So I think we'll wrap this up, folks, so that you can have a lovely evening, because I've been on here for almost an hour yapping in your lug-hole. So I'm going to ask you to please be kind to those around you. Protect your peace. Do not, under any circumstances whatsoever, take any crap, and be kind to yourself, which is the toughest one of all. You are loved, you are appreciated, and contrary to what you may think, you are enough. I love you guys so much, and thank you for joining me on this live. Thank you for the support. I adore you. Until next time, hi-oh to ho.